Yo, wake up. Seriously, get up. You think this is just another day? You think this is just another Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever day? No, this is your day. This is your opportunity to break out, to rise up, to grab everything that belongs to you. See, too many of us wake up like we've been defeated. Like we already lost before the fight even started. Eyes open, body moving, but spirit still asleep. That ain't living. That's existing. And you weren't built to just exist. You were built to excel. You weren't created to go through the motions. You were made to move mountains. Let me be real with you. Every morning, you're standing at a crossroads. On one side is the life you dream of, on the other, the life you've settled for. And guess what decides which road you take? Your mindset, your attitude, your morning. That's right. It all starts with how you show up. So let me ask you, how are you showing up today, dragging your feet? Checking your notifications before you even check on your purpose? Scrolling through someone else's success while ignoring your own calling? Come on, you better than that. You've got purpose in your breath, power in your heartbeat, potential in your fingertips. But none of that means anything if you don't choose to use it. See, positivity ain't just about smiling all day. It's not about pretending things are perfect. It's about choosing to believe there's a reason you woke up. It's about choosing to find strength, even when the struggle is real. It's about choosing to speak life into your day, even if yesterday tried to break you. I don't care what the world says about you. I don't care what your past says about you. I care about what you say to you, because what you say when you first wake up, that sets the tone for everything. You tell yourself, I'm tired. You're gonna stay tired. You tell yourself, I'm not good enough. You'll walk like it, talk like it, and act like it. But if you wake up and say, I've got greatness inside me. I'm not here by accident. This day is mine to own. Then nothing can stop that kind of fire. Let me break it down for you. Positivity is not emotion, it's execution. It's a decision you make with your mouth, your mind, your movement. When that alarm clock goes off, you've got two choices. You can stay in bed with your fears, or you can rise up with your faith. When you wake up with purpose, you ain't waiting for the world to motivate you. You don't need permission. You don't need applause. You don't need perfect circumstances. Because your fire don't come from outside. It comes from within. I remember sleeping in abandoned buildings, eating out of trash cans. I didn't have a bed, but I had belief. I didn't have money, but I had a mission. And that's what kept me going. Because even in the darkest seasons, even when everything was against me, I woke up every day and said, I'm still here. And if I'm still breathing, that means God ain't done with me yet. You need to say that right now. If I woke up today, I've got work to do. That breath in your lungs, that's purpose. That heartbeat, that's potential. That pain, that's your training ground. Stop wishing the day away. Stop waiting for the weekend. Stop surviving and start living. You want the breakthrough? Then break the cycle. You want change? Then change the way you wake up. Wake up like a champion. Wake up like somebody who refuses to be average. Wake up like the world's been waiting for you to show up, because it has. And I know some of you are thinking, E.T., I've tried before. I've failed too many times. I don't feel strong right now. And that's okay. Because this ain't about feelings. This is about faith. This is about believing even when it doesn't make sense. This is about waking up and declaring, I'm not done yet. My best days are ahead of me. So today, I need you to do 3 things. 1, speak life over yourself the moment you wake up. No more negativity, no more self-hate. Say it. I'm powerful, I'm blessed, I'm built for this. 2, move with intention. Don't scroll, strategize. Don't wander, walk in purpose. 3, protect your energy. Positivity is contagious, but so is negativity. Guard your peace, guard your morning, guard your momentum, and remember this. You don't have to wait for the perfect time to start. The perfect time is when you wake up and decide that today is the day you start showing up for you. No more excuses, no more delays, no more average. Because positive energy doesn't just change the mood, it changes destinies. Wake up with purpose, wake up with gratitude, wake up with power. Because the world doesn't need another person just going through the motions. It needs you, fully alive, fully focused, fully fired up, and it all starts right here. Positivity changes everything. You ready? Because this part right here, this is where the game changes. This is where it stops being about what they say about you and starts being about what you say about you. Let me ask you something. What's your inner voice saying right now? Is it pushing you forward or is it holding you back? Because the truth is this, you don't need another person to talk down to you. You're already doing that to yourself every day. You're waking up and calling yourself weak. You're walking around acting like you're not good enough. You're letting that voice in your head tell you, I can't. I'm not smart enough. I'm not strong enough. I'll never make it. And that voice, it's lying. It's not speaking truth. It's speaking fear. It's not lifting you up. It's locking you down. It's not protecting you. It's limiting you. Listen to me. Your inner voice is either your greatest coach or your biggest enemy. It's either feeding your fire or suffocating your dreams, so you've got a choice to make. You can keep listening to the lies, or you can start building a voice that tells the truth. The truth that says you were created for a reason. The truth that says your pain has purpose. The truth that says you've already come too far to quit now. See people out here trying to change their lives, but they still got that same negative loop playing in their mind. You can hit the gym, buy the books, chase the goals, but if the voice in your head ain't right, you'll never believe you're worthy of the win. You gotta start speaking life into your thoughts. You gotta start reprogramming the way you talk to yourself. Because the world outside is already hard, but the war inside, that's the real battle. So how do you do it? Let me give it to you straight. Here's how you build a positive inner voice. 1. Challenge the lies. Every time that voice tells you, I can't, you respond, says who? Who told you that you're not enough? Who told you that failure defines you? You talk back to those lies. You confront them. You tear them down. Declare the truth. You get up in the morning and you speak truth out loud. I am capable. I am chosen. I am focused. First, I don't need perfect circumstances to give perfect effort. I've got everything I need right now to get started. You say it until you believe it. You say it until your doubt gets drowned out by your discipline. Surround yourself with voices that lift you. Cut out the noise. Unfollow negativity. Distance yourself from anyone feeding your fear more than your faith. If you're always hearing you can't, then you gotta start placing yourself around people who say, yes, you can, and here's how. 4. Practice daily mental conditioning. This ain't a one-time thing. This is a daily grind. Every day you're feeding your mind. Every day you're choosing your voice, meditate, pray, speak affirmations. Whatever it takes, make positivity your daily diet. You wouldn't feed your body garbage every day, right? Then stop feeding your mind with it. Because listen, you're either programming your mind or your mind is programming you. And if you don't take control of it, that negative voice will dominate your destiny. I remember when people used to laugh at me. I remember when they said, E.T., you'll never make it. You're a high school dropout. You ain't going nowhere. But I learned that if I didn't speak over myself, I'd always be under their words. I stopped waiting for validation. I started being my own hype man. I said, I'm valuable. I'm necessary. I've got a calling, and I ain't asking for permission. And some of y'all need to do the same. You waiting on somebody to tell you you're worth it? You are worth it. You waiting for somebody to say, I believe in you? Believe in yourself. Because the moment you believe you can, that's the moment the game changes. That's when fear backs down. That's when doubt gets quiet. That's when your future starts responding to your faith. You want to go to the next level? You want to walk in purpose? You want to wake up every day ready to dominate? Then stop letting your inner critic write your story. Let your inner coach take over. Let that voice say, you got this. Today's your day. Even if you fail, you'll rise. Even if you fall, you'll learn. Even if you struggle, you'll grow. That's the voice that wins. That's the voice that leads. That's the voice that builds legends. So I need you to get real serious about the way you talk to yourself. Because you can't lead your life with power if you keep feeding your mind with poison. Clean the mirror, fix your self-talk, feed your faith, starve your fear, and watch what happens. Because once you build that positive inner voice, you become unstoppable. You walk different, you talk different, you live different. And people will start asking, yo, what changed? And you'll say, I changed the way I speak to me. So speak like a winner, think like a warrior, walk like you're chosen. Positive self-talk isn't cheesy. It's necessary. It's how you survive. It's how you lead. It's how you live. So build that inner voice like it's your lifeline. Because it is. Let me tell you something right now. Negativity is not optional. It's inevitable. You can be the most positive person in the room, and negativity will still knock on your door. And the problem is, most people, they spend their entire lives waiting for life to get easier, waiting for the haters to disappear, waiting for perfect conditions before they start moving. Let me break the news to you. That moment, it's not coming. Negativity ain't going nowhere. Obstacles, they're part of the process. Doubt, it's coming for you. Fear, it's gonna whisper. Pain, oh, it's real. But here's the thing. You can't wait for life to get easier. You've got to get stronger. You think the people at the top didn't face negativity? You think success is a straight road? Nah, it's paved with problems, potholes, critics, and nights where you question everything. But the difference between winners and quitters? Winners push through it. They don't avoid it. They don't pretend it ain't there. They learn how to fight through the fog and walk through the storm. Let me talk to the real ones for a minute. The ones who wake up with weight on their chest. The ones who smile in public but cry behind closed doors. The ones who keep pushing even when nobody claps. You are not weak. You are not behind. You are built for this. But you gotta know how to respond to the negativity when it comes. Because if you don't face it, you'll freeze. If you don't fight it, it'll feed off your fear. If you don't push through it, it'll bury your purpose. So how do we do it? Acknowledge it, don't absorb it. See, the first mistake we make is pretending we're not affected. We say, I'm fine, when we're breaking. We say, it doesn't bother me, while it eats us alive inside. You don't beat negativity by acting fake. You beat it by facing it. Say it. This hurts. This is hard. But it's not the end. You see that? That last line? That's power. You're not denying the struggle, you're deciding it won't stop you. Use negativity as fuel. Every time someone says you're not good enough, you say, watch me. Every time you fail, you don't fall back, you fall forward. You take the pain and you convert it into passion. You take rejection and you recycle it into resilience. You take criticism and you turn it into confidence. When life pushes you down, don't stay there. Push back harder. You weren't born to be average. You weren't created to be crushed by other people's opinions. You were born to rise, even when the weight is heavy. Protect your peace like it's gold. Let's get real. Some of y'all losing battles not because of your effort, but because of your environment. You've got negativity coming from your phone, from your so-called friends, from your own habits, and you're wondering why you feel stuck? Listen, you can't grow in toxic soil. You can't fly when you're surrounded by anchors. You've got to protect your peace like it's sacred, because it is. Unfollow what drains you, mute what distracts you. Walk away from what doesn't match your purpose. Not everyone deserves access to your energy. You want to win the inner war? Then you gotta be intentional about what you let in. 4. Push through with purpose, not just pressure. Some of y'all are pushing just because you feel pressure. You're grinding out of fear, not faith. But when you've got purpose, that's a whole different fuel. Purpose reminds you why you started. Purpose gives your pain meaning. Purpose turns your tears into testimony. When the pressure says quit, purpose says keep going. When the stress says you can't do this, purpose says you were born for this. You've got to find your why and marry it. You've got to wake up and remind yourself, this is bigger than how I feel today. This is about who I'm becoming tomorrow. Because you don't push through negativity just to survive. You push through to be transformed. Let me be 100% with you. There were nights I couldn't sleep. There were times I wanted to quit. People doubted me. I doubted myself. But I got up anyway. I spoke life anyway. I gave 120% anyway. Because positivity? It's not about pretending it's all good. It's about believing it can get good if you keep showing up. Listen to me. You are not what you're going through. You are not your mistakes. You are not your trauma. You are not the opinions of people who never walked in your shoes. You are resilient. You are a fighter. You are built to overcome. So when negativity knocks, don't open the door with fear. Open it with faith. Say, I see you, but you're not staying here. I've got dreams to chase. I've got battles to win. I've got a destiny that won't wait for my doubt to die. And if today feels heavy, breathe. You've made it through 100% of your worst days so far. You're undefeated in survival. That means you're stronger than you think. So don't run from the negativity. Run through it. Don't shrink. Stand tall. Don't break. Build. Because every storm you survive becomes strength in your soul. Every hardship you conquer becomes hope for someone else. Every dark day you rise from becomes your testimony. And the world doesn't need more perfect people. It needs more powerful overcomers. People who know pain. People who felt fear but kept moving anyway. Positivity isn't weakness, it's warfare. And you're a warrior, so get up, push through, and watch what happens when you refuse to give up. Positivity changes everything. Let's go deep today. Let's talk about the silent killer of dreams. It's not failure. It's not fear. It's not even hate. You know what it is? Distraction. Yeah, you heard me right. Distraction is stealing more dreams than doubt ever could. It's robbing your purpose. It's killing your time. It's draining your energy, your attention, and your momentum. And the worst part, most of the time, you don't even know it's happening. You say, I'll do it later. I just need 5 minutes on my phone. I'll start after this video. I'll get serious next week. But listen to me, distraction doesn't show up loud. It shows up quiet. It comes dressed like comfort. It shows up as scrolling, snoozing, and second-guessing. And before you know it, you're off track, you're off purpose, you're off mission. So let me ask you, are you feeding your focus or feeding your distractions? Because you can't feed both and expect to win. You want to live with purpose? You want to maximize your mornings? You want to dominate your day with power and clarity? Then you've got to protect your focus like it's your future, because it is. You think champions get there by accident? You think success happens with casual effort? Nah. It takes ruthless discipline. It takes tunnel vision. It takes saying no 100 times so you can say yes to the one thing that matters. Let me break it down for you. 1. Define your focus. You can't feed your focus if you don't even know what it is. What are you chasing? What matters most right now in this season of your life? Is it your business, your education, your family, your health, your faith? Pick it. Name it. Write it down. Because a scattered life starts with a scattered mind. If you wake up every day not knowing what your target is, don't be surprised when you miss. Clarity is power. When you know your what and your why, distraction loses its grip. 2. Create a system to win. Discipline without a system leads to burnout. You need a plan. You want focus? Then control your environment. Control your morning. Control your habits. Wake up early. Lock in on your goals. Cut the noise. Guard your energy. And schedule your priorities before distractions get a chance to schedule you. Some of y'all wake up and your phone dictates your day. Your notifications are calling the shots. You're living in reaction instead of intention. Turn it around. Start your day with purpose, not panic. Start your day by feeding your mind, your body, your spirit. Start your day by reminding yourself who you are and where you're going. 3. Cut off distractions without apology. Let me say this loud and clear. You don't owe your distraction an explanation. You don't need to explain why you stopped answering toxic texts. You don't have to justify why you unfollowed somebody who drains your focus. You don't have to apologize for saying no to things that don't line up with your purpose. You're not being rude, you're being responsible. You're choosing to build a life, not waste one. And guess what? Everybody can't go with you. Some people are seasonal. Some habits are outdated. Some mindsets are expired. You've got to be bold enough to evolve, because your purpose is too big to be delayed by distractions disguised as friendships, entertainment, or comfort zones. 4. Stay hungry for progress, not perfection. Perfection is another distraction. It makes you wait until everything's just right. Throw it while you're waiting. Life's moving. The focus don't wait for perfect. They move with purpose. They know they'll make mistakes. They know it'll get messy. But they show up anyway, because consistency beats perfection every time. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to have all the effort. You don't need a flawless plan. You just need to take that first step and then the next. Progress is momentum, and momentum is addictive. Feed it. Build it. Protect it like your future depends on it, because it does. 5. Revisit your why. Daily focus fades when you forget your why. So every single day you've got to remind yourself, why did I start? What am I building? Who am I becoming? When your why is clear, your how gets easier. When your why is big enough, the distractions look small. When your why is personal, you don't care who claps, you just grind. You don't need validation, you've got vision. You don't need permission, you've got passion. And that passion, that's what keeps the fire burning. That's what silences the noise. That's what makes you say no to distractions and yes to destiny. So let me ask again, are you feeding your focus or feeding your distractions? Because every time you scroll instead of study, every time you procrastinate instead of practice, every time you settle instead of show up, you're not just wasting time. You're trading your potential for pleasure. You're giving up what you want most for what you want now. But that ends today. Because today you're choosing focus. Today you're choosing intentionality. Today you're saying, I don't need a perfect situation. I just need a powerful mindset. I don't need 100 likes. I just need one reason to keep moving. I don't need entertainment. I need elevation. You feel me? This is your time. This is your moment. And the price of greatness? It's focus. So feed your focus like your dream depends on it, because it does. And starve your distractions like your future depends on it, Because it does. You don't need more motivation. You need more discipline. You need more strategy. You need more intentional living. And that's how positivity becomes power. That's how mindset becomes movement. That's how purpose becomes progress. So stop watching life, start building it. Block the noise, fuel the focus, and rise like you were born to. Because you were. Positivity changes everything. Let me say this loud and clear. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. You can have a rough morning, you can stumble through the afternoon, but if you finish strong, you win. You hear me? Life is not a sprint. It's not a 60-meter dash. It's a marathon. It's round after round after round. And the ones who succeed ain't the ones who had the best start. They're the ones who made the decision to finish, no matter what. So if you're listening to this right now and you've had a hard week, a hard month, maybe even a hard year, but you're still here, still standing, still breathing, then guess what? You've still got time to finish strong. Mindset over mood. You won't always feel like showing up. You won't always feel like working hard. You won't always feel positive, confident, or motivated. But here's what separates the great from the average. They don't wait on mood, they move in mindset. There are days you gotta grind when you're tired. Days you gotta lead when you're doubting. Days you gotta smile through the struggle and give 120% when you feel like you've got nothing left. And that's when the magic happens. When you stop being driven by emotion and start being driven by conviction. That's when you level up. That's when you go from ordinary to unstoppable. So don't ask yourself how you feel today. Ask yourself what needs to be done. Because winners don't finish when they're tired. They finish when the mission is complete. 2. Use the pain to power. Your push. Listen to me. Everybody experiences pain. Everybody gets knocked down. Everybody hears no, faces rejection, walks through darkness. But the greats, they turn pain into purpose. Instead of running from pain, they run through it. They say, this pain is my teacher, this pain is my fuel, this pain is my preparation. The people who finish strong don't let pain stop them. They let it sharpen them, they let it grow them. They let it remind them that the dream is worth it. And let me tell you, it is worth it. The early mornings, the silent tears, the setbacks, the sacrifices, the sweat. Every single one of them is preparing you to stand tall at the finish line. 3. Build a daily finish line. Stop thinking about the end of the year. Stop waiting for someday. Focus on today. Every day you wake up is a new race. So what's your finish line for today? Maybe it's getting your work done with excellence. Maybe it's speaking kindness when you're frustrated. Maybe it's finishing your workout, sticking to your plan, making one powerful choice. You don't conquer life all at once. You win the day. Then the next day. Then the next. You win in inches, not miles. You finish strong in moments, not miracles. Create small finish lines. Hit them daily, stack those wins. And before you know it, you've built a life of unstoppable momentum. 4. Remember who you're doing this for. When things get hard, when you feel like quitting, when the excuses start sounding reasonable, you've got to go back to your WHO. Who are you doing this for? Your family, your future kids, your legacy, yourself. Are you doing it to break a cycle? To prove to yourself that you can? To make sure your kids don't have to start from zero like you did? Every single day remind yourself, this isn't just about me, this grind, it's about making your future self proud. This work? It's about proving to your inner critic that your dream is louder than your doubt. This push? It's about showing the next generation what's possible. So when you're tired, think of your WHO. Let their faces, their future, their needs pull you through. Because when you have a who, quitting is no longer an option. Comfort is no longer attractive, and average is no longer acceptable. 5. Lock in on legacy mode. Look, you can either live for the weekend or you can live for your legacy. You can either chase comfort or you can chase greatness. But you can't have both. Every decision you make is writing your story. Every response to challenge is crafting your character. Every day you show up with discipline, you're building something that will outlast you. So here's the question. What do you want your life to stand for? Mediocrity, excuses, missed potential, or grit, passion, resilience, faith, focus, finishing strong, every time? Legacy ain't about being remembered by everyone. It's about being remembered by the right ones. The people you touched, the lives you impacted, the people who'll say, because they didn't quit, I didn't either. That's legacy. Final word, Positivity is a decision, not a condition. If there's one thing I want you to take from this entire series, it's this. Positivity changes everything, but it's not magic. It's not a mood. It's a decision. Every single morning you have a choice. To wake up and carry the weight of yesterday, or to rise with the mindset of a winner. To react to the chaos, or to respond with calm. To be a victim of circumstance, or to become a creator of greatness. You are powerful. You are built for this. And no matter what life throws at you, you can finish strong, not just today, every single day. So wake up tomorrow with power. Wake up with purpose. Wake up with the mindset that says, I don't care how I feel. I know who I am. I know what I'm called to do. And I will finish strong. Because greatness doesn't happen by chance. It happens by choice. And you just made yours. Let's go. Positivity changes everything.